We are once more in sticker season. There's some big events on the way, which means those little normal and shiny Panini stickers will be out there in the wild once more. When it comes down to knowing a thing or two about Panini albums, I've got an expert for you. Greg Lansdown, who's with me, he's also the author of Stuck on You, The Rise and Fall and Rise Again of Panini stickers. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, very well, Jason. Thanks for having me on.
Well, good to talk to you. And I remember from when I was a kid, probably in the first big reign of the Panini sticker, many were collected and exchanged on the playground at my school. And whether it be the likes of the football events or I think my sister had one on Pete's Dragon, the film. There's been all sorts of sticker collections over the years, and it is the excitement of opening the packet to see what you've got inside.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it sounds like you were collecting in a similar era to me during the 80s, and as you say, it was a golden era for Panini. But here we are, around about 45 years later, and it's still a golden era for Panini. With they've got their Euro 2024 tournament album out, and they've also got this collaboration with Marks and Spencers out today. So you won't be able to move for Panini over the next few months.
But it is good fun, and it's actually real as well. It's not on a tablet, although I'm sure there are enhancements you can get these days. But you need a real sticker book, and you're actually putting in there. The fact that some are rarer than others is always exciting. I had my first lot fall out of the newspaper the other day for Euro 2024,
Mm.
and I know they're not going to be the rare ones, but it swaps is what counts.
Yeah, exactly. And as you say, again, nothing has changed in that respect. And I think collectors dictate as with regards to what is a sought after sticker or which is a common sticker, and it changes from region to region. And one of the good things about this album that comes out today with M&S is that you've got one for each home nation. And I know in the past that some of the home nations have said, well, some of the promotion is centered too much around England, but now we've got one for England and Scotland and Northern Ireland and Wales, and that is important for each country to know that they can read about their own players, and it's got men's and women's. And as albums evolve, but the actual concept of collecting never changes.
And in your book as well, I mean, I'm sure you explore a lot of this, and whilst I'm sure for me as well as you in some ways, Panini never seemed to go away. We saw it there the whole time. It is interesting how sometimes these things go out of fashion, but great to see the youth of today picking this back up and going with it.
Yeah, especially in this tech age, where I've got three kids, and it's a nightmare trying to get them off their phones or their tablets. And this Panini sticker collecting is a way to get them off. And the survey that M&S did for this launch listed the top 10 games in the night or playground activities in the 1980s and now, and Panini ranked number seven on each occasion. You look at some of the other activities, and they've fallen by the wayside, and also some of the ones that take place now had not really been heard of in the 1980s. So it is nice to have a relatively wholesome activity remain the same. I say relatively because sometimes the swapping can get a bit feisty.
But it's also one where actually in some cases the collections still have value many years on, because people enjoy them, they swap the stickers, they put them in the book, and after that, sometimes they disappear into the loft never to be seen again and sadly get damaged by water ingress, that sort of thing. But it is one of the things. I'm not saying it's an investment, but it's always an interesting one when these things come up for sale.
I think what's changed from the 80s to now is that a lot of collectors, especially older ones, are looking at this as an investment, and as a result, conversely, a lot of the albums of this current period probably aren't going to be fetch as much as the ones from the old days, because when we were collecting in the 70s and 80s and 90s, nobody was thinking about, oh, I've got to keep this pristine. I've got to keep these stickers loose because they might be worth a lot of money in 30, 40 years. Nobody thought about it. As a result, there aren't many around. So a couple of years ago, Diego Maradona's first ever Panini sticker sold for $555,000. It was, if someone had told you that in the 1980s when we were just putting an elastic band around our swaps and sticking them in our blazer pocket, well, we would have looked after them more. But the fact that we didn't means that you don't get many in top condition.
If only 10-year-old me had a bit more foresight, I think that would have been a good thing, wouldn't it? But there we go. But I mean, say it is all getting going now for a brand new competition, and of course all the other events that Panini cover regularly. So M&S is our first port of call for these Home Nation sticker albums.
Yes, 500 stores around the home nations, and as I say, the good thing is that whatever nation you're in, you will get your own album with tips from players, men and women, on how to eat well and also how to play well. And it's a different album in every home nation. I can't stress that more because I do know during the 80s, for example, the Scottish players were reduced to half and half stickers, and I know a lot of Scottish collectors still that still rankles with them. But on this occasion, everybody is equal.
That's the way we like it, and but the sticker numbers still match up. It's just the artwork around them is the bit that is matching to the nation. So you get your extra little bit of info depending on where you are. Nobody is left out, and we can all enjoy. In fact, I can think of a few collectors who are going to be making their way around the country to get one of each, and that is probably where your investment lies if you can complete all four, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. As soon as I'm finishing my interviews today, I'll be down to my local M&S to make sure that they've got it left and front row and centre.
That's the way. Well, you keep collecting, and you'll probably still be looking for number 344 for a little while, but it'll get there in the end. Greg, where do we find out more information about the whole Panini world, and of course your book too?
If you go to any online bookstore, I won't favour any. But if you put my name into a search engine, I also won't favour any search engines, and put Panini stickers. You will find me in many books. My next one is out in September, Panini Legends. So there's always a Panini motif there somewhere down the line.
Well, that's worth checking out. Of course, pop into your local M&S and give Panini a Google as well and see the full range of current albums, including, of course, that 2024 for the Euros. That's going to be well worth checking out and being part of. Greg Lansdown, Panini album expert and author, thank you for joining us.
Thanks very much.